Lisa's full-length body burner Pilates Reformer class. Today we have a few props that we're going to be using, not optional in the box. Optional, I have this ball that's bigger than a bender ball on my headrest behind my box. We will be doing several exercises where we hang our head off the box today. If you suffer from vertigo, this can be helpful. If you suffer from vertigo that is not helped by a ball behind your head, please feel free to do the exercises on the mat. So vertigo, neck problems, back problems, shoulder problems, please feel free to do these exercises on the mat. I also have a standing platform, which is optional, and 1 to 2 sticky pads, also optional. So we're gonna start with some footwork, of course. It's my favorite way to start, right? So I have 3 to 4 springs on. Whatever your footwork springs are great. On my machine, I use 3 heavies and 1 medium. For me, that is 3 greens and 1 red. I do not use half springs on my machine. I have the option, but I don't. So my headrest is up. Your headrest can be up or down. You can have a neck pillow if you'd like it. We're going to come on to our backs. Before we go ahead and begin, I'm just going to go and place my arches on the foot bar. And let's see if we can find a nice neutral spine. We want to find some length in our spine, but not imprint our spine. So we want a heavy, flat sacrum. So from our tailbone to the backs of our hips, a nice lift or a nice tiny little arch between the top of our hip bone to our 12th rib on our back. Our ribs should be sinking into the mat. Our shoulder blades should be flat and wide. We should have a nice, loose, long, open collarbone on the front, pulling our ribs together on the front as if we're wearing a corset. So don't let them flare, don't let your back arch. You really want to sink that 12th rib into the mat. As we exhale, imagine that your belly is warm butter and you have a marble in your belly button, and that marble is sinking straight down to your spine. So the nice engagement. Now from there, we're going to take our heels onto the foot bar and parallel and squeeze our legs together. From there, we're going to press it out. Crease of the hip flexors to come back in. And now press out by squeezing the glutes and hamstrings, and crease of the hip flexors to come back in. Now we're going to inhale out and exhale as we resist. And inhale and exhale. As you move, really find that breath pattern and find that connection with your abdominals, with the belly button sinking down, your ribs wrapping, the nice wide shoulder blades. Really platform your shoulder blades on the back. Platform your arms into the mat. Press lightly into your hands and your forearms to really engage your triceps and warm those up. One more. Now while we're in, rotate the femur in the hip socket and turn your knees out so that your knees are tracking over your big toes. So your heels are together, your toes are separate, and now press it out. Squeeze in on the inner thighs at the top, really tweeze that seat, and release back. Adjust your feet if you need to, like I just did. Inhale and exhale. Now rotate the femur on the way out and rotate the femur on the way in. Don't ever lose that rotation or that squeeze, but don't imprint your spine to do it. While we're here, if you find that you're able to do this without tucking your spine or imprinting your spine, that's great. Really press in and really try to engage those glutes and hamstrings. If you find that you cannot do it with this weight without tucking, release some of your springs. Good, one more. Excellent. Now, let's bring our feet back together. We're gonna slide down to the balls of our feet, wrap our toes around the top of the foot bar. My feet are separated, so my heels are directly underneath my sits bones. As I press out, I'm gonna drive my heels underneath the foot bar for a calf stretch. I'm gonna really squeeze my glutes and find a nice stretch across the front of my hip flexors. And I'm gonna bend my knees and come back in. I don't wanna move anything in my box of my body from my hip area all the way up to my shoulders. I wanna keep that completely still. I'm just pressing out with my legs and releasing it back in. Now as you squeeze your glutes, you might get a little, adjustment here or there. Not a big deal, but you shouldn't be imprinting your spine to move the carriage out. And really find that calf stretch. Good. And really stretch it out at the top. Take a pause. Pull up on those muscles on the tops of your kneecaps as if you're pulling on a really tight pair of leggings, and come back in. From there, we're gonna bring our heels together. Our toes are still going to be apart. We're gonna rotate the femur in the hip socket again. Instead of pressing our heels underneath the foot bar, we're gonna raise them up about an inch or two. We're gonna leave our heels here the entire time. They should not leave as we press out or come back in. So we're gonna press out and come back in. We're not in a full high heel position. Think of it as a halvesies position, right? So inhale out, pull up, up, up on those leggings, and release back in. So your heels should not be going down and up and down and up. They're not pistons, they're at a fixed point. Keep it going. Find that hollowness from hip to hip as if you have a bowl in between your hip bones. Now rotate and really feel the wrap of that thigh muscle from the inside of the knee to the outside of the hip, and come back in. Come back onto your heels, slide your heels out wide onto the foot bar. So our knees are still tracking over our big toes, but we're in a wide second position. Press it out, continue to rotate, squeeze in at the top of your thighs, and come back in. And inhale, and exhale to come back in. And inhale, and exhale. Good, we're gonna keep it going. Keep nice even hips, so don't let one hip hike as you press out or come in. And exhale, 2 more. Try to flatten your shoulder blades even wider without flaring in your ribs and arching your back. 1 more, find that rotation from the inside of the knee to the outside of the hip, and back in. Now, slide up onto the balls of your feet, placing the majority of the weight between your big toe and your second toe. We're still rotating the femur in the hip socket. We're gonna maintain this high-heeled position the entire time. We press it out, and pull up, 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 and release it in. And press out and pull up, and release in. See if you can pick up the speed just a little bit. Don't press out and in so fast that you can't keep an eye on the stabilization in your body though. This is just a warm-up, guys. We really want to think of maintaining the stabilization here. A really great workout doesn't always come from going as hard and as fast as you can. A lot of it comes from the control and maintaining the position of your body. And come back in. Now staying in high heel, bring your feet parallel, slide your legs together, really come up on the balls of those feet. Think of Vegas heels, demi-point position, forced arch. Squeezing our legs together, we're gonna press out on the inhale, pull up, up, up on those leggings, and exhale back in. No tucking. This is the heaviest your springs will be because it's the longest they'll be. And press. Really try to find that inner thigh connection here. Squeezing the inner thigh, squeezing the glutes, working the hamstrings, and resist. And press it out and squeeze, and resist it back in. Here's 8. Here's 9. Hollow out from hip to hip. Final 1. And hollow out and come back in. Now press it out again. Drop one heel under the foot bar as the other knee bends over the top. Press both heels back up to a high heel. After both heels reach the high heel, drop the opposite heel under while the opposite knee goes over the top of the foot bar. Press both heels up and reverse. This is called trotting. It's not a reciprocal motion. Every time you come back up to the high heel position and you switch. And high heel. And switch, and up, switch, up, switch. Don't rock in your back of your body and your sacrum, and speed it up. Keep it going. All the way up and down and up. The emphasis is on the up, not on the down. Good. Now, both heels will drop under for 1, 2, 3, and lift. 2, 3, and down. Find the stretch across the hip flexor, just like we did earlier when we had our big toes wrapped around the foot bar. Same sort of position, but straight leg here. And inhale or exhale, whichever you prefer at this point. Here's 9, and 10, and up. Now drop both heels under, micro bend your knees. Now resist the carriage all the way in. Come off to the side. We're going to find our long box first. We're going to place it on the carriage. I'm going to lift my headrest up a little higher. I'm not putting any weight on it, so lifting it up to the position that's not necessarily meant to be used at. It's not going to be a problem for me. I just find my ball to be more secure there. And then I'm going to leave one heavy spring on. For me, that is 1 green. We are going to be doing the hundreds in series of 5 on the box. Again, if you are uncomfortable with this, with your neck, vertigo, whatever, please do the exercises on the mat. Otherwise, we are going to sit very carefully on our long box. Scoot our booties forward to the edge of the box. Gentle fingers behind your knees. Tuck your tail, roll back. You might have to scooch down a little bit. The top of your shoulder should be at the top edge of your box. Interlace your fingers, rest your head in your hands, your thumbs long down your neck. Find a nice tabletop position first. Inhale, exhale to curl up, no tucking your tail. And inhale to release. And exhale to lift. Inhale to release. 1 more. Now as you exhale to curl up, extend your legs to working level. Oop, drop that belly. And pull it back. And exhale to lift and extend. And pull back. Now exhale to lift and extend your arms. Squeeze under your arms, reach long, long fingers for the foot bar, and begin pumping. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. So have a nice heavy sacrum, a nice crease at your sternum here, guys. We're going to talk about that a lot. My ribs are pulling back. I'm really pulling up and over. I have a nice support in my neck. So I have a nice continuous line from the top of my head out through my tail. I'm wrapping my glutes. I'm squeezing them tight, tweezing my seat, squeezing my inner thighs, squeezing under my arms to reach. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more sets. 1 more. 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull your knees in, lift your hands up, place them behind your head. Find a gentle curl up position. Maybe don't rest all the way back, so you can keep a nice connection to your abdominals. Draw your legs into tabletop. Inhale, exhale to curl up. Reach your hands long by your side. We're going into this single leg stretch. So my right leg's going to extend. My left hand's going to come to the outside towards my ankle. My right hand's going to come inside to my left knee so that I can line up my leg. And I'm going to switch. Right hand to the outside of my right ankle. Left hand to the inside of my left knee. Inhale through the center. Exhale to switch. Inhale through center. Find that connection in your lower abdominals. Don't forget about your better belly with your marble. Here's 6 and 7. Curl up deeper. Draw your knees into tabletop. Gentle fingers behind your knees. Rock up gently. Do not go over the front of your foot bar. Try to hold this position with the abdominal contraction. Holding on gently behind your knees. If not, place your feet on the foot bar. But try to hold it here, guys. Inhale, exhale to curl back. Both knees to tabletop or pull them in a little tighter. As long as you're not tucking your tail. Reach your hands towards your ankles. Double leg stretch. Extend arms, extend legs. Arms to a T and pull it in. Inhale. Exhale your arms to a T and then pull everything in. Inhale. Here's 5. Here's 6. Here's 7. Here's 8. Give your knees a hug. Tuck your head up and into looking at your knees. We're going straight into the scissors unless you need a break. Take one. So extend your legs up. Right leg, pull, pull, switch, pull, pull. Hold on anywhere behind your thigh area, your calf area, or your thigh. Don't hold on behind your knee because that causes the knee to bend. After this one, we're gonna have a break. Don't pull up, pull down, 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 down. Let your leg come to you. Hold on gently behind your knees. This is a contraction rest position. So it is a working rest, guys. Try to hold it here. Kind of like rolling like a ball, but we're holding on behind our knees, giving ourselves a little bit more room since we're up a little higher. We're going into the double leg lower lift and then into elbow to knee, and then we'll be switching over to do some back extension and swan and some arm work, guys. So this is gonna be the last of the contractions for a while. So let's make it really good, right? Exhale, contract, really articulate, down, 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 legs up to the ceiling, head in your hands. Really curl up a little deeper, and now flex your feet lower, 2, 3, point your feet, and lift. Flex and down, 2, 3. Pause, exhale, and lift. And down, curl up deeper. Now reverse that foot position, point down, 2, 3, and flex. Toe lift, and point, 2, 3, and flex. Toe lift, 3, curl up deeper. Final one. Now, knees to tabletop. Extend your right leg and rotate towards the left side. And back to the center of the inhale and exhale to twist. Make sure you're not rocking that back hip off, guys. It is a high position for this. You could fall off, right? Really showing some control here. Only rotate from the belly button up, so reach the ribs across. Final set. Curl up deeper, hold on behind your knees. Gently roll up. Now, carefully press yourself back, guys. We don't want to teeter off of our box, right? And now I'm going to come off to the side. Sorry. I was going to go straight to arm work, and that's not quite right. So, I'm going to place one hand on my foot bar, place the other hand on my foot bar. Reach one foot up, reach the other foot up. I'm going to bring my sternum retractor or my bra strap to the front of the box. I'm going to squeeze my legs together. I'm going to really draw my belly button up and in to protect my low back. Having my nose over my bar. I have my elbows up. They're not down, they're up, but they're not up high, high, high. They should be a little bit lower, skosh lower than my wrist. I'm going to press out on 1 and come back in on 2. And press on 1 and 2. Here's 3. Wrap your ribs, draw your shoulder blades down your back. As you move, continue to squeeze under your arms. 1 more. And now we're going to press out. Now stay there with straight arms and pull up on 2. And press out on 1. And pull up on 2. And press out on 1. Continue to wrap your ribs as you come up. Squeeze under your arms, nice long neck, and down. And up. And down. 1 more. And down. And come across. Now, while we're down here, we're going to change our spring over to one below. Come up to sitting to the side of your box. We're going to be doing some arm work around the box. When we're facing the side, we're going to be doing some shoulder work, so we're going to be on a blue. When we're facing the uprights or the foot bar, we're going to be on a red because we'll have more support with both arms. But facing the side is one arm work. We are going to drop the spring tension. I am going to sit closer to the back edge of my box so that I don't have to adjust. But if you find that one blue is too light for you, move closer to the foot bar. The way that you'll know one blue is too light for you is if it's easy to do the work and you're not rocking to move the machine. So, my heels are resting on the carriage. I'm sitting on the box. I'm going to pull my arm in so that my forearm's lined up with my bicep. My elbow is pointing towards my hip. I'm going to press my arm up and lower. I'm not pressing my arm all the way up because I have to press in too much and my shoulder raises. I'm pressing my arm just up enough so that I can maintain that squeeze under my arm and my lats. Press and lower. And I'm trying not to shift in my body. So really wrap your body. Really stack your shoulders over your hips. Draw your belly to your spine. One more. Now, place your left, I'm facing this way, right? So I had the strap in my left hand. Now I'm gonna place the strap in my right hand and bring my arm across my body. My elbows line up with my hip, my hands line up with my opposite hip, my other hand's on my hip, and I'm going to open the door and close it. This is delicate shoulder work. So if you find this is too much for you, go ahead and release the strap. You can do it with a weight if you'd like. You can do it with no weight. Just open and close. But sit up tall. Don't allow the springs to move your body. Here's 7. One more. And now we're going to unsheath the sword. So allow the arm to come across your body. Handle come down towards your hip. Try not to allow your shoulder to roll in. Now pull it across and then extend. Now bend at the elbow and then release your arm down to your side. Now pull up the arm with a bent elbow and then extend and then bend your elbow. You can follow the hand with your eyes if you'd like. Try not to break your wrist to extend the strap inside. A lot of people will come here and they'll bend their wrist and they'll really force it out. Try to keep a straight arm. 2 more. Try not to move in your body again. Good. Now, from here, I'm going to hold the strap in my left hand just for a moment. I'm going to find a Z-sit position if I'm able to. If you have knee problems and you can sit like this, that's great. If you cannot sit like this, just continue with the same body position that we were using earlier. Otherwise, I'm going to take my leg that's closest to the foot bar and bring my shin so it's parallel to the front edge of my box, and bring my back leg so my shin is parallel with the uprights. I'm going to hold the strap with my back hand, placing it in between my fingers and my thumbs. I'm going to bring the strap right in front of my sternum and gently place my right hand on the top. I'm going to rotate back, trying to leave my hip down, and then I'm going to exhale to rotate towards the foot bar, leaving the strap in line with my sternum. And when I come back, the strap is still lined up with my sternum. Just like our heels were at a fixed point on the foot bar, the handle's at a fixed point with our sternum. And inhale, and rotate those ribs across just like an elbow to knee. So nothing should move below the belly button. No, one more. Now come back to center. Release the hand down by your side, just like we did for shave the face earlier. We're going to be doing shave the face and adding a side bend here. So I have my hand on the outside of my box. I'm pressing in. I haven't hooked my thumb, but I'm going to side bend and shave the face all the way up, reaching for where the wall and the ceiling meet. So don't bend all the way over, guys. We want a nice line in both sides of our body. Now bend the elbow in and then sit up. So we bend to the side and then we straighten our arm. And then we bend our arm and we straighten our body. So bend and press and release the press and sit up tall. I'm pressing in with my underarm so my shoulders shouldn't be coming up to my ears. Good. And here's 7. I guess 8's our lucky number today. And one more. Excellent. Go ahead and bring the carriage into the bumper. Release your legs from the Z-sit. Peg your strap briefly. We're going to reach down and change to one medium spring or one red spring on my machine. I'm going to face the uprights, straddling the box. I have scooted to the back edge of my machine, but if you need less weight, you scoot forward towards your uprights. I'm going to hold on to my handles. I'm going to flip my palms up. I'm going to try not to drop my arms to here. I want to lift them up, squeezing underneath my arms, and I'm going to bicep curl. When I bicep curl, I don't want to lean back to do it. I want to stack my shoulders over my hips, draw my abs up and in, maintain a nice wrapped rib cage, nice neutral spine, and then I'm going to pull. Let's do one more and try to add on. If you feel that you can do this without rocking, go ahead and rest your legs down by the side. It takes even more abdominal control here. Keep your shoulder blades nice and wide. Very good. Now, if you didn't have any problem with that, go ahead and leave your legs off to the side, flip your palms down, and pull back for rowing. We're reaching to the side of where our 12th rib and the sternum meet, or via bra strap, and now release it forward. Squeeze it back, tweezing the bottom tips of your shoulder blades. Don't pop your ribs to do this, and don't break your wrists to pull back the straps even further. Think of pulling down. Here's 7, and release, and 8. Now, release it halfway, cross your straps. We're going to be working a different part of our shoulder. Same movement, same position. Don't allow your shoulder blades to roll in. Draw your abdominals up and in. No rocking up on your pelvis. Keeping a neutral spine. Good. Here's 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now come back halfway again. Uncross your straps. Everyone's going to need to place their feet onto the carriage. Heels underneath your knees. We're going to bring our hands down. Bring them to the outside of your knees. Sit up tall. Now hinge forward as if there's a straight line up through the tip top of your head, up through your tailbone. And now press back with your triceps and come forward. And press back. Don't allow your ribs to flare when you do this. Really move with the triceps. Don't allow your shoulders to run forward as you come back. On this next one, stay back. Now bend at the elbow and press back even further. And bend and press. Here's 5, 6, here's 7, and here's 8. Now bring your hands back down in a long lever position or long arm position. Bring your feet up onto the box. Squeeze your legs together. Reach your hands forward with your palms facing each other. We're going to be doing spine stretch, facing the uprights on the box. When you do this, don't allow the straps to pull you forward. You want to crease right here at the sternum and 12th rib, pulling the ribs up and back so that it looks like you're sitting against a wall, and then you stack straight back up again. We really want to find that abdominal connection as opposed to finding that stretch today. So I'm going to reach my arms out long, squeeze underneath my arms, sit up tall, wrap my ribs, inhale forward. If you have a mirror or something, go ahead and take a look at it. Make sure that you're not hinging forward too far, and exhale back up. And forward. Really deepen your connection with your body. And up. Now I just took a class from someone, and they said that they acknowledge their knees. She said Adrian saw, but I find it's the same here. So I'm going to come forward, acknowledge my knees, and then I'm going to really press my ribs back and up. I'm going to find that it really connects my ribs to my hips and deepens my abdominal connection. We have 2 more, and then we're going to go to the other side arm. So we're going to have to change our springs again. Since if I'm holding stinky socks, my trainer Katie Rowley tells me that, so I don't want to hang on for dear life with my forearms. I really want to use my abs for this to pull it back up. Now, bring your feet back down to the side carefully. Release it back to the bumper, the carriage back to the bumper. we're going to change our spring from one red or one medium spring to one blue or one light spring. And we're going to go to the opposite side for the arms. So change your springs. Come sitting on the back edge of the box on the opposite side. For me, my right arm is going to pick up the strap closest to the uprights. I'm going to squeeze my elbow and my bicep into my ribs, bring my forearm in line with my bicep, and I'm going to shade my face and lower. Now again, you might be able to see it easier here. When I lift up too high, my shoulder comes up. I don't want to do that, so I want to lift and lower. I find that if I lift just a scotch past 90 degrees, I really can still feel the connection in my lats while working the arm. So I'm going to wrap my ribs, draw my abdominals up and in, draw my belly button towards my spine, nice wide shoulder blades. One more. Now I'm going to bring my right arm down, take my left arm across, grab the strap, bring that hand, so my elbow, my left elbow is my left hip, my left hand is my right hip, and then I'm going to open the door, squeezing the bicep to the ribs the whole time, and close. Don't flare your ribs when you do this. It takes a lot of control of the box of your body, a lot of stability there to do these movements without shifting. It's easy to use your body weight to move the carriage, but we're not doing that. This is shoulder work. One more. Now unsheath the sword. So bring it back. Let your hand come across your body down towards your right hip. Don't round your shoulder in. Following with your eyes, we're going to pull to a bent arm and then extend. Try not to bend your wrist when extending or bending back in. And pull and extend. Wrap your ribs. And pull and come back. Good. We have 3 more, and then we're going to go to the Z-sit position. So we'll go over the options there again in case you are unable to make this position. So if I cannot sit with my knee bent at all, I'm going to maintain this position. If I can only bend one knee, it's going to be my left leg closest to the footbar. I'm going to bend it so that my left shin is facing the long part of the box. If I can bend both knees, my right knee is going to come up, and that shin is going to be facing the uprights. I'm going to take the strap in my right hand, hook it between my fingers and my thumb, bring the strap forward in the hug a tree position, rounded arm position, so the handle is right in front of my sternum. I'm going to gently place my left hand over my right hand. I'm going to rotate to the back. Keeping my sternum in line with my handle, I'm going to exhale forward. I'm going to try to keep my back hip as down as I possibly can so that I'm not using my body weight to rotate the handle. Oh, my shoulder just popped as I rotated back, so I've got to make sure that I don't do that anymore either. Just like elbow to knee, guys, just a little bit more weight, right? Maybe a little bit more difficulty. Now, come back to center. Bring your elbow into your hip, your forearm in line with your bicep. Place your hand in a blade on the outside of your box and really lean in with a little bit more weight to your pinky blade edge to draw your shoulder away from your ear. Now, side bend, and now extend the arm up to where the wall and the ceiling meet. Don't bend all the way over. We really want to find length in both sides. Bend the arm back down, sit up tall, and side bend and reach. And bend your arm and come up. Side bend and reach. Your shoulder will come up a little bit, trying not to let it become an earring. And don't allow your elbow to wing out to the side crazy, right? Really slide it down and then sit up. One more. And back forward. And now, we're going to peg our strap. And we're going to release our knees and rotate so we're sitting facing the front. I'm going to scoot back so my booty's near the back of the box. You can scoot forward a little bit if you'd like a little bit more weight, but try not to come up too far because your heels will be so far behind your knees if you do that. You can't really adjust it from there. So I'm going to change my spring tension from one light to one medium. So I'm taking off my blue, I'm putting on a red. I'm going to reach back carefully and locate my straps. I'm going to bring my hands down by my hips, shoulders wide, sitting up nice and tall. We don't want to come back too far. Could be hard on our shoulders. So if you play tennis, if you're a swimmer, obviously these are different sets of circumstances. But today we're going to be stopping at our ribs. So we're going to press it forward in long lever, serving, and pull it back. And press it forward in long lever, and back. Find your breath pattern here. While we find our breath pattern, go ahead and squeeze in gently with your glutes to your inner thighs. We're getting a little bit of a leg workout too. Now, pull it back down. Bend your forearms in so my hands are right in front of my hips. I'm tweezing the bottom tips of my shoulder blades and pulling my elbows back. Now, short lever, serve the platter. Serve it. Don't come up too high. Come up to about where your sternum and 12 rib meet, not above your shoulders. And down and press. Whatever breath pattern you're into, I'm into it too. Just don't forget to keep breathing. Don't bring your hands in towards the center. Try to leave them lined up with the uprights on the back of your machine. Abs up and in, sitting up nice and tall. If you have some place where you can shut, go ahead and do it. And here's 8, and keep it out. Now open it to a T in your periphery. Squeeze under your arms to pull it back. And open, and squeeze. Here's 3, 4, 5, don't round in at your shoulders, leave them nice and wide, and 8. Now open and lower your hands for just a moment. Shake out your arms, guys. We're going to be doing hug a tree, hug the moon, and arm circles before we do salute and shave the head. So I'm going to bring my arms forward again, bring them in the center, rounded, like a little ballerina. Now open them to the side of the periphery and exhale to tap and inhale to open. One more. Pause, exhale here. Inhale to tap, exhale to open. Now keep them open, flip them up. And now exhale to tap, right in front of your forehead, and inhale to open. Exhale to tap. I find that hug the moon is a lot of oblique work for me. Don't sink in your lower back here. Exhale and inhale to open. Now pause here and exhale. Now inhale to tap. Exhale to open. Inhale to tap. Exhale to open. Really wrap the ribs. Go ahead and lower your arms down to your ribs. Don't bring them back. We're going to bring our arms up to the shoulders, out to the T, and lower down to our ribs. And up, and open, and lower. Find your breath pattern here. One more in this direction. And now reverse, open up to the T in your periphery. Bring it forward and lower it. We've done all these arm positions, right? So it's nice and warm, maybe a little bit painful. It shouldn't be a pain that does not feel like you've been working your muscles. So if you feel pinching pain, please stop. Open and squeeze and down. Now come into the bumper real fast. Shake out your arms again. We have salute and shave the head. If we're going to do modifications to work up to salute, if you find, and modifications for shave the head, if you find that these are not working for you, drop it back to the modification that we just did, or the exercise that we just did, or drop it back to this first modification. So I'm going to locate my straps, make sure that they're not crossed. That make it very difficult. I'm going to find my hands in a diamond shape, place them in my forehead, and I'm going to hinge forward at my hips, just like we did for the tricep press facing the back. I'm going to extend my arms, lining my hands up with my straps, and then I'm going to bring them back to a diamond. Extend to Supergirl arms and back. As I extend, I'm going to wrap my ribs even tighter and find more length at the tip of my head through my tail. but don't flare your ribs.
I found this on
One more just like that, and come back. And now we're going to add on. We're going to extend in the diamond and pull it back. When you extend in the diamond, if your shoulders are popping up to your ears, go ahead and go back to that original position. One more. Now maintaining this body position, bring your hands up and over your head to the back. Shave the head. We're going to do it the same way we began the salute. We're going to extend our arms out to Supergirl and bring it back behind the head. And extend and back. Wrap your wrists. Elbows should be in your periphery. One more. Now, same thing, we're going to add on, keeping our arms in the diamond shape. Now we're going to extend and lower. And extend. We have two more. And extend and lower. Final one. Now, carefully bring your arms down. Bring the carriage into the machine. And go ahead and peg your straps. Go ahead and we're going to stretch out our arms real fast. We're going to bring an arm across our body. Whew. Give it a nice little hug in. And bring it up. And give your elbow a little pull. Now bring your other arm across your body. Bring the other arm up. And give that elbow a little pull. Good. We're going to come off to the side of our machine carefully. We're going to change our box to a short box. That ball can still stay there. So I'm going to come to a short box. We're doing stomach massage first with the box on so we can use it for tactile feedback. I'm going to put 3 to 4 springs on. For myself, when I am doing stomach massage, I put on 1 red, or 2 heavies, 1 medium, 1 light. That's 2 greens, 1 red, 1 blue. I'm going to place one hand on the machine, on the foot bar, other hand on the foot bar. I'm going to sit down. Then I'm going to press out and bring one foot up to the outside edge, the other foot up to the outside edge. I'm going to walk my feet into the center carefully. And then I'm going to press up because I realized that my machine is not working for my body today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop my foot bar first. If you drop your foot bar down and you realize that you still cannot maintain the position with your sacrum flat against the machine, try to press your carriage back. So from there I'm going to press out and then I'm going to bring my feet up because I forgot to press my foot bar down. And I cannot do that position with my body. So I'm going to pull up and in. Trying to sit up tall, tall, tall with a nice flat back, really stretching out my hips. Now, I'm going to crease at my sternum, draw my ribs back so I shouldn't collapse off the box. My back should be connected to the box. I should be pressing back, drawing my abs up and in. And I'm going to reach down and press my blade hands into the carriage. I'm going to press out on 1, pulling up my leggings, drop my heels under on 2, lift up on 3, and bend my knees back in, releasing at my ankles slightly on 4. So when I press down on 1, I press up to a high heel. Lower my heels on 2. Press back up on 3. Release my ankles as I come in on 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And inhale and exhale. Abs up and in. And press out and pull. Up, 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 and lower. And lift and come in. And press. Press back on those ribs. Try to lean over so you have a straight, like a nice little even curve on the tip of your head coming down through your tail. You should be sitting directly on your sits bones. 1 more. And in. Now, bring your hands up to the front, open them to a T, and press in to the box with the outside of your forearm so your palms are facing forward. Really squeeze down under your arms, pull your shoulders away from your ears. Give yourself a slight openness in the chest, a tiny little chest lift. Same breath pattern, out on 1, down on 2, up on 3, in on 4. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Wrap the ribs. Press down and squeeze under the arms. I have a slight bend in my elbows. Here's 7. And here's 8. And all the way in. Reach down, drop one heavy spring. We're going to bring our arms up by our ears, sit up nice and tall, and press out on 1. No heel drop. Come back in on 2. Press out and straighten the ankles on 1, and gently bend the ankles in and relax them on 2. Inhale, exhale. This is a new breath pattern. Sit up tall, try to grow taller as you press out. Find more space between your vertebrae. Final one. Now bring your hands in front of you. Do not pull your sacrum off of the box. We are going to do a rotation, so press out as you bring your left arm to the side and rotate to look back. Same thing as all the other exercises that we do with rotation today. We're only rotating from the belly button up. Try your abs up and in. My abs were just pushing out. I really release them to find that rotation, and I need to leave them pulled in. We have 2 more to each side. And open, press that back, hip bone in, squeeze your legs together, and press out, and press that back, hip bone in, squeeze your legs together. 1 more to each side. And final one. Now, place your hands in between your feet. Walk your feet out. I start off on my arches. I'm going to keep my hands in the center. I'm going to fold over my legs as I straighten them. Looking in at the springs. Really draw your abdominals up and in to find a nice length in your back as well. Gently walk your feet down to the balls of your feet as you sit up. Find that same arm position that you had earlier with the lower lift. You don't have to find chest expansion here. Just the arms nice and wide. Come up to a high heel. We're going to rotate out to a Pilates V position in a high heel position with your back against the box. Now, we're going to do the trotting, but turned out. So drop your right heel under as your left knee bends. Now straighten both legs up and drop your left heel under as your right knee bends and lift. Now, while you're here, you'll really be able to feel if you're rocking in your hips. So really press back until you're only creasing and uncreasing at the hip flexor. To make this movement happen, wrap the ribs, draw the abdominals up and in, tweeze the bottom tips of your shoulder blades. 1 more. Now we're going to do the double heel lower lift in the wide 2nd degree turnout position. So lower 2, 3, and lift 2, 3. We're only doing 8. And then we'll stretch again, because I love to stretch. Good. Here's 5, 6, here's 7, 1 more on 8. Now drop the heels under, reach for the foot bar, or bend your knees, grab the foot bar, and then straighten your legs. Whichever one helps you to achieve the stretch a little better. When I have my heels driving under the foot bar, I can feel it up the sides and backs of my legs a little bit more. Now carefully bend in. Leave the carriage pressed out so you can place your feet down. Hold on to the foot bar as you stand up and you come off to the side. So now we're going to be doing some plank work. We're going to have one medium spring on, 1 red. I'm going to go ahead and release the carriage, my foot bar a little bit so I can put in my standing platform. I'm going to place my sticky mat on my standing platform. I just realized that my sleeves are very slippy, so I'm going to place another sticky mat on the edge of my box for my forearms. So we're going to do forearm plank work. I'm going to come on to my knees on the carriage. I'm going to tuck my toes on the standing platform. I am doing this work in a parallel position with my heels directly underneath my sits bones today. I'm going to place my arms so that they're lined up with my shoulder blocks. I'm gonna draw my abdominals up and in. If you're like this, you're never gonna get up. So think of slightly tucking your tailbone, just like in plank. Bring your elbows right underneath your shoulders and hover your knees. And release. Draw your abs up and in, wrap your ribs and hover your knees. And release. Let's do one more. Hover, and now press out and pull back in. And press. Don't allow your elbows to go forward or behind your shoulders. Here's 5. One more and stay out there. And now saw your arms forward and pull them back underneath your shoulders. And press. Give me a slight tuck in your tailbone still so that you're not swinging out your low back and finding pain in your low back. One more. And now pike up, bringing your elbows near your ears and lower back down to a plank. And pike it up. And lower. And here's 3. And squeeze your glutes to lower. And 4. And lower, squeezing the glutes. Here's 5. Wrap the ribs. And here is 6. And lower. Now, stay out here with a flex foot. We're going to bring our right foot up and lower it. And left foot. Squeezing our glutes to lift. Don't splay at your hips. If you find this is not for you, go ahead and find a child's pose. Bring the carriage all the way in, rest over the box. Now, bring your left foot or your right foot up and pike up and lower down with your foot lifted. We're only doing 3 here. Woo! One more. Lower that foot, lift your left and pike up. My left leg comes up higher. I don't know if it's because I slam my hips on this side, but it does. Now lower the foot, bring the carriage back in, and then rest your knees. Bring your knees up to the box, reach your arms forward, rest your head. Take a couple nice deep breaths here, guys. We're going to go ahead, we're going into standing side controls after this. And then we'll be doing some short box work with obliques. That was a hard one. So, I'm going to come off to the side. If you want to put an extra sticky mat on your carriage, you're welcome to. For the standing side controls, we're going to be using the box for it. So we're going to put one red, one blue on. It's not as heavy as you think it'll be because our foot won't be up to the edge of the carriage. It'll be closer to the middle, so it'll be lighter. So, first thing I'm going to do, place my right foot up on my standing platform leg, stand up, bring my left foot to the carriage. I'm going to bend my knees, place my weight, so my knee is lined up over my big toe and second toe on my carriage, or my standing platform leg. I brought my hands into a diamond, placed them on my low back, squeezing my shoulders up, back and down. I'm going to straighten my left leg and bend it. Keep it going. Here's 3. 8's our magic number today. It feels a little lighter. The movement's smaller because you're not going as far. One more. Now, keep the carriage into the bumper with your inner thighs. Place your weight in your left foot. You'll find that your calf will most likely line up with the box, so leave it there. Use it as tactile feedback. And in. 3, squeeze the bottom tips of your shoulder blades, abs up and in, wrap your ribs. If you have a mirror, go ahead and look at it to make sure you're in a neutral spine at a hinge. Good. After this, we're going into skater. Don't let your hip shift to go ahead and press the leg out and come back in. Now, bring your weight over your carriage leg. Press your carriage, or your standing platform leg. Press your carriage leg out. Slide over to put the weight in your carriage leg and bend it back in. Slide over to bring your leg to your carriage leg and press it out, or standing platform. And now carriage and in. Standing platform and carriage and in. Now, switch it. Leave your weight in your carriage leg. Press it out. Slide it over to your standing platform leg and come in. Switch it over to carriage and press, standing platform, and in, and carriage press, and in, and press, and in. Good. Stay with your inner thighs. Bring your arms out to your seat. Bring your arms down as if you're gathering flowers. Press both legs out. As you bring them in, release the flowers up to the sky, and press down to gather the flowers, and release them. Squeeze your glutes to leave your hips forward the whole time. Nice open hip flexors. One more. And now we're going to reverse. So the arms go out and up, and they come down on the way in. And out and up, and down on the way in. Here's 3. And here's 4. Now, keep the carriage in the bumper with your inner thighs. Place your weight, your standing platform leg, and step back carefully off of your machine. We're going to come around to the other side. So, we're going to stand on the standing platform first. Squeeze our glutes to come up to standing. Place our leg with control on the carriage. Place our hands on our sacrum in a diamond. Bend our knees, hinge our body forward. Place our weight in our standing platform leg and press the carriage out and in. Don't allow this hip to shift. Really work the glute here. Here's 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now, bring the weight into the carriage leg and press out. Again, my calf is against the box, so I have some tactile feedback in case I decide to start wobbling all over the place, right? 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good, come in. Switch your weight to your carriage leg. We're going to be doing skater, so press out with your stay on platform. Press out with your carriage leg. Switch the weight to the carriage and then release it in. Switch your standing platform leg and press your carriage leg. Switch your weight, pull in with standing platform. Press the carriage first. And in. Press the carriage and switch and in. Now leaving the weight on the carriage leg. Press out on the standing platform and switch and then release it in. This is the hardest one in my opinion. And switch, especially because it's the second time you've done it. And switch. One more. Try not to let this hip shift. Good. Now stand all the way up. Squeeze your inner thighs. We're going to gather the flowers at the bottom, lift them up, and release them to come back in. And down and lift. And release. And gather the flowers up. And release. And gather your flowers. And release. And now reverse. Arms out to the side. And down through the center. And out to the side. 2. Here's 3. And here's 4. Now place the weight in standing platform leg. Step back carefully and with control. And go ahead and remove your standing platform and your sticky mats. Good job, guys. So from here, we're going to be going into some oblique work. So we're going to put 4 to 5 springs on for our short box work. Bring that foot bar down. Checking on our safety strap. I'm going to be sitting on the machine. I'm going to face my left side first, placing my right foot underneath the safety strap. Again, if you cannot find this position, you can dangle your foot over the front edge. Otherwise, my left knee is bent up, so my shin is lined up with the short edge box of the mat. I'm bringing my foot slightly in front of my sits bones so that I can really squeeze back there so I'm not rocking back on my low back. I'm going to find some weight in that strap with the outside of my leg, not my back. Place my head and my hands with my thumbs interlaced and find a nice side bend position where I have a straight line from the tip top of my head out through my heel. Then I'm going to bend down by crunching at my oblique. I'm going to crunch up on my oblique. I'm not bending my whole body down. I'm bending my elbow towards the ground. I'm bending my elbow towards the foot bar. And ground, foot bar, and ground, and foot bar. 6, 7, and 8. Come back to neutral. Bring your arms out to a T. Now rotate towards the well and airplane and back to the side. Maintaining that neutral body position the whole time. 3. Find your breath. Here's 5, 6, and 7. One more. This is our last exercise here, guys. And now we're going to reach down. We're going to find our elbow on the headrest and side bend. If this is no big deal for you, you can reach down into the well. Really reach energy out through your heel and right here. Bring your arm back up to a T without swinging yourself. Try to use your obliques to sit up tall. Bring your hand across your knee, hand up, palm up, and reach long for where the wall and the ceiling meet. To the opposite side. Whew. From there, we're just going to be doing some simple lower lifts in the center real fast. I have my balls of my feet on the carriage. I've tented my heels against the back so my feet are totally lined up. I have like a little triangle behind my feet with the box. I'm going to bring my hands in front of me first. I'm going to wrap my ribs, draw my abdominals up and in, and I'm going to try to stand up as straight as I can without hinging my body completely forward. I'm really going to squeeze my glutes to the top, trying to set my shoulders over my hips over my heels, and I'm going to sit back and tap. My heels are directly underneath my sits bones, so as I stand up and sit down, my legs are in a number 11 the whole time. I'm not sitting down totally, I'm just tapping. Now, interlace your fingers, thumbs long down your neck for a little bit more of a challenge. We don't have the load of our arms helping us anymore. More challenge, hands up by your ears, squeeze underneath your arms, lower and tap and lift. Wrap your ribs even tighter, lower and tap and lift. Ooh, let's do one more for fun. Lower and tap and lift. Now, carefully and with control, sit down. We're going to do the other side obliques, and then we're going to be doing some short box work. I'm going to find my left foot in the strap. I'm going to rotate towards the right side. My right shin is lined up with the right side of the short box, or I will hang my knee over the side if I cannot accomplish that. I'm going to find some weight in the outside of my leg on the safety strap. My head will be in my hands, thumbs long down my neck, fingers interlaced. I'm going to find a nice straight line from the tip top of my head out through my tail. I'm going to crunch on my side closest, bringing my shoulder, my elbow more towards the headrest, and up, bringing my top elbow towards the foot bar. And crunch, and crunch. Here's 3. Try not to do it on an angle. Try to just go up and down. Abs up and in, wrap your ribs. Here's 5, 6, 7, and 8. And lift. Now come back to neutral. Bring your arms out to a T and airplane. Rotate. Don't move anything in the bottom part of the body. Only the ribs are coming across, like we've been working on all class. Here's 4. If you can, make sure that your hips are still stacked and you're not leaning back. 6. Here's 7. One more. Now, find your elbow on the headrest and lean over for a nice side body stretch. If you find that this is no problem, go ahead and reach into your well. Now bring your arm up to a T. Without using momentum, use your obliques to sit up tall. Hand will come palm up across your opposite knee. Draw your shoulder blade down. Reach up for the whirl on the ceiling beam with a straight arm, bicep by your ear. Now, let's do some more classical short box work. Before we go into some feet and straps, I'm going to find a hand's width between my tailbone and the back of the box. I'm going to make my hands into a little cinnamon roll, hooking my fingers, draw them into my belly button, draw my belly button away from my hands, wet my ribs, crease at that sternum again, guys, so look down, acknowledging your knees again. Now, articulate back in the round back on the short box. Don't lose that articulation as you come back forward. Only come back far enough to where you're creased at the sternum, acknowledging your knees. So don't fall all the way over your legs, right? And pull it back. The magic number here is 6 because 8 is a lot on short box exercises. Now, as we're doing this for the last one, pull your elbows apart, pull your hands apart with your shoulder blades squeezing down underneath your arms so that you're really squeezing under your arms and finding a nice wideness in your shoulder blades. Let's do one more. Come back, hold it, and articulate forward. From here, we're going to lift our arms up by our biceps, draw your abdominals up and in, and hinge back with a flat back, because if you're stuck between 2 panes of glass, squeeze your glutes to sit forward, and reach back. If you have a mirror nearby, go ahead and glance over, make sure you're not sinking anywhere. After this, we're moving on to side bend, and then we're going to do a little twist variation. Now, keeping your arms up at the top, leave that right hip down as you bend towards where the wall is sitting on the left side. Squeeze it all back up and to the right. Again, it's as if you're moving between 2 panes of glass. And to the left, and squeeze it up. And to the right, reach long, reach tall, as if you're trying to reach that crease in the wall on the ceiling. One more to each side. And one more. And up. Bring your arms in front of you now for the twist. Shake everything out real fast. Ooh, it's getting real tight. Now tuck your tail, roll back as you open to the side. Now articulate back up to sitting up tall. Think of it as a cross between twist, round back, and flat back, guys, because we're going to come up to sitting tall. So we're going to articulate back like a round back. We're going to open to the side as if in twist. We're going to come back to the front and come back up, sitting up tall like flat back. Tuck your tail, roll back. Open to the side. Bring it back forward. And come back up. Again, guys, this is a rotation. So bring your ribs across, but leave everything else on the box. Flat, everything belly button below. Let's do one more to each side. Woo! And open. And come back. Articulate up. Tuck your tail, roll back. Open to the side. Come back forward. Come back up to sitting tall. Good. So we're going to go ahead and carefully step off to the side. I'm going to press my strap back down, my safety strap back down. I'm going to get rid of my box. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of my ball. I'm going to release my headrest all the way down because we are going to be doing short spine. I'm going to bring my foot bar up. I'm going to change my springs over to one medium, one light, one red, one blue on my machine. That is short spine springs for myself. So whatever your short spine springs are, go ahead and place them there. I'm going to press out with both feet. Uh-oh, I forgot to change my straps over, but I can do that real fast. While my carriage is pressed out, I'm going to place one foot in the strap. I'm going to press that foot up all the way. Then I'm going to bring my other foot up. Bend my knee into my chest. Place that foot in and extend that foot long as well. I'm going to bend my feet into frog and adjust myself away from my shoulder blocks slightly because that's where I like it. Now, I'm going to weight my sacrum down and press my legs out, squeezing the inner thighs, pulling up on those leggings, and come back in, keeping a weighted sacrum the whole time. Again, guys, here, our magic number, it's going to be 8. So here's 4. Pull up, up, up. Feel the rotation on the inside of the knee to the outside of the hip on that muscle. And here's 7. And here's 8. Now pull it in, and now press it out and point your toes. Now open your legs wide to the side, flex your feet, and squeeze it back into center. And point to open, and flex to squeeze. And point to open. Good. See if you can find that nice inner thigh stretch as we go. Here's 7. Here's 8. Bring it back into center. Bring your feet out. Now turn your feet to parallel. Flex your feet and lower. And point to lift. And flex and lower. Don't lift your tailbone to move your legs. So use the hamstring here. Hamstring and glutes. And hamstring and glutes. Good. Here's 7. One more. And then we're going to go into 4 leg circles in each direction. So up at the top, turn out to Pilates feet, open the width of the reformer, pull it down, squeeze your legs together, and float them up with the reformer, and down, and squeeze, and lift with control. So don't lift up any back of your hips or tailbones. And I'll keep it up in the center, and now reverse down through the center, open, and lift. And down, and open, and lift. 3, and 4. Good. Now, bring your feet into a frog. Scooch away from the shoulder blocks. If you have low back problems, neck problems, possibly shoulder problems, please do not do short spine. Please find a nice stretch here. Otherwise, we're going to extend our legs to working level, pike at the hips, tuck our tail, articulate up. So we're standing in the straps. We're pressing our legs into the straps. We're going to bend our knees down so they're over our shoulder blocks in a high frog position. Leave your feet at this fixed point like we've been talking about. And then roll or articulate away from your feet down to the mat. When you've gone down as far as you can, then hamstring curl your heels to your glutes and press out, working level. Pike at the legs, tuck your tail, roll up, frog. Make sure you can look from side to side so you're not up on your cervical spine. Articulate down, feet are at the fixed point. You should get a nice hamstring stretch here. Hamstring curl and press. Here's 3. And frog. And articulate away from your feet. And here's 4. On the 5th one, we have an optional add-on if you'd like. Articulate away from your feet. And down. Go ahead and lift your arms up if you feel like you're doing really well and you maybe want to add a challenge. Just we'll add a challenge to your short spine. And pike and tuck and articulate. And bend at the knees. Carefully with control, articulate away from your heels. And bend at the knees. Good. Bring your legs together in parallel. Bring your feet up to the ceiling. Gently pull on the straps. Try to leave your sacrum as heavy as possible. Bring your legs wide to the side for a nice inner thigh stretch. Now, if you can, bring the palms of your feet together as if they're praying and pull your heels in towards your tail. Nice hip stretch. If you can do this fine and you'd like to add on, go ahead and press your feet down to the springs and relax here for a moment. If it hurts your low back, lift your feet back up. Lift your feet back up and bend your knees into parallel. Take one foot out, Find the foot bar, extend your leg of the foot that's on the foot bar, take your other foot out, put your foot on the foot bar, bend your knees to come back in, press yourself up to sitting on this side. Take a deep breath, guys. Thanks for joining me, guys. I hope you enjoyed class. If you have any questions or need any more modifications, please feel free to reach out. I hope you have a great day. Thank you.